This is Frank Skinner on Absolute Radio.
This is Frank Skinner on Absolute Radio. I'm with Emily Dean and Alan Cockerel. Oh, God, I can't get this right. Do you have my reading glasses?
It started.
You can text the show on 81215, follow the show on Twitter at Frank on the Radio, email the show via the Absolute Radio website. Let's get it out of the way. I'm 60 today.
Happy birthday.
Big
Thank
Daddy
you.
has a big old birthday.
60,
It's your
man.
special day, Frank.
My.
We've been so inundated with birthday wishes, haven't we? The
They're
post
coming in now.
this morning.
I mean, the switchboard is lighting up. People
Yeah.
saying happy birthday to you.
Oh, good, they're saying happy birthday. Okay.
It's lovely. Yeah, they're not complaining about the fall. I've just opened a card from Patrick Field, who sent me a card with a 10 bob note in
Oh,
it,
good for him.
which is like I used to get from my older relatives, and it's a proper. I thought it was a sort of. It's a proper 10 shilling note.
Outstanding in his field.
Yes,
Patrick
marvellous
Field.
indeed. I even had a card from the Remorsals, who's a band I play on here quite a lot.
Well, that's good.
I love this. I love the idea of a band sitting around signing the card.
Yeah, just taking a little moment out from their rock and roll
Hey,
lifestyle.
Spider, have you signed it?
Do some admin.
There'll be someone. That'll be the drummer, will it, Spider?
It's always a spider.
I hope so.
So, have you enjoying your birthday so far?
So
Frank
far,
Skinner?
it's been lovely. I've had nice presents from my radio family here. I had a beautiful, stylish notebook, personalised notebook from Emily Dean with Big Daddy on the cover, which is what she tends to call me.
Yeah.
I won't explain why. A copy of Sapiens from Alan Cockerel, which is a book I would say it's almost, him being an atheist, it's almost his Bible. He's always quoting from
He's trying to
Sapiens.
convert you.
Yeah, it's a bit of a life changer. And
Give it time.
I've had some lovely presents. I think the present is the sort of originality stands out is that we are going on an outing. The people on here, which is Sarah and Charlie, who are on the other side of the tracks,
Yeah.
as it were. I mean the tracks,
Wow.
as in the tracks I play.
Much as it. Oh, I see, yeah.
Yes,
All right.
which I thought was nicely twisted. And Alan, Emily, and me are going to go and see Gilbert O'Sullivan in concert, which there'll be people at home now saying, "Oh, I love the Pirates of Penzance," but this
Yeah.
Gilbert O'Sullivan. I don't know if you recall, if you're young people, but I was absolutely a massive fan of his stuff, and.
Yeah?
I realise I know the lyrics to about 16 of his...
I know all of them, so you and I will be singing along, and these three,
Yes.
Charles, it's our night.
We'll be humming.
Frank, the exciting thing is, I think we're, as they say in the trade, we're going to go back.
We're going to go back as well.
We're gonna have a-
For goodness sake, going back at a Gilbert O'Sullivan concert. How
We're going to have an MAG meet and greet.
Yeah. So that's very exciting. Who knows what else today? But I'm wearing...
May
can
your
I-
day be as fabulous as your heart.
Can I just show you guys something? Not just the top part.
Sure.
No, I don't know.
Here we go.
No.
Boxer shorts. Underwear.
I'm wearing white pants today, while I still can! That's,
Well,
Oh, and I guess what else?
go on.
It's official. Got bus pass. In pocket. Yeah, it actually
How
came.
exciting.
It actually came on Tuesday.
Does it come in the post
and
like the
it
Queen's
says,
card?
Yeah, it says you don't have to wait. You can use it straight away.
Get a few early ones
That
in.
night I was on the bus to the Rose and Cavalier opera I went to with my friend Baroness Bakewell.
Oh, I thought you'd gone down to the boozer.
You went on
Which
the bus
is-
to the opera with Baroness Bakewell.
I did. She wasn't on the bus. I don't know how she got there.
I think Baroness Bakewell would take the bus. She's that type.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Keeps it real.
Brilliant.
I don't know
Baby.
if you know dear Rose and Cavalier, but it's a opera.
No, they banned me from that pub.
It's partly about the horrors of ageing.
Oh.
It's about an older woman who has a younger lover, and then
hello.
and then he meets a younger woman, and the
Oh.
older woman has to face the realities of life.
Great.
So that was that was good. It was like getting a fact sheet with my bus pass. But no,
So can the bus pass be used on all forms of transport?
in London, it's not a freedom
Wow.
pass. I can't go national if
No.
that's what you're thinking. But I don't know if I'll be travelling that far from home. Not deliberately. Anyway.
Also, in Birmingham, you never have to pay for anything up there.
No, I just stick a hand out. And I can.
You're the
flag,
patron saint of Birmingham.
I can flag down a private car.
Good for you.
There's four there at the moment.
542 has texted in, happy birthday, Frank. I had to check Wikipedia this morning as I can't believe you're 60.
That is can I say the correct thing to say?
I would say perhaps new to fact-checking, because Wikipedia is not always the place to go and check facts, I would suggest.
I mean, there's been some amazing missives we've had, including at least 5, I count, so far this morning, asking about the Botox again.
Yes. I mean, it's
Do look well.
the ultimate compliment mixed with a sense of phoniness. But I've never, and I won't have Botox.
Happy Botox Day, says Anthony Thompson.
I mean, for goodness sake.
Big fan of the show and the life lessons.
Well, stick around.
Frank Skinner on the radio.
I was just watching a bit of footage of Theresa May and
Thanks for the tip.
and Donald Trump.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks for the tip. And
Can't get a sheet of paper between those two.
I'll tell you what came to my mind. Both a little scared, neither one prepared. Beauty and the Beast. Which is, I mean, it's good. It's a good interpretation for Theresa, but that was what was there.
Well, she's got to start wearing red over there, because that's their colour. She's been wearing a lot of red.
Has she?
Well, that's their colour. They do it the wrong way round, don't they?
The wrong way round.
Yeah. Red is the
According to-
Republican colour, isn't it? I believe.
Oh, I
and blue is
see.
for Democrats.
Right, I see what you
Whereas
mean.
this,
That's correct. But Melania wore blue at the inauguration.
powder blue.
Lovely.
It was very nice, actually.
Yeah.
Powder blue.
Now listen.
Can I just say, if I was Theresa May, when I got off the plane, I would have a piece of paper to wave and say peace in our time about the NATO agreement. Don't miss that opportunity. Anyway, sorry, you were
Colin
saying.
Pepiat has been in touch
Oh, yeah?
and says, looking like you do at 60, you've got to be the best advert going for joining the S&M community.
I think screaming out loud is good for the facial muscle.
Do you?
I do.
You do a lot of that.
I do a fair... Yeah, before, pre-safe word.
I mean, I've got to say, Frank,
Yeah.
people are genuinely flabbergasted.
Yeah, I mean,
And this is... stay off the booze, kids, is all I would
that's
say.
a good tip.
Yeah, that
yes.
people don't want to hear that. That's
We've had a
fine.
lot of texts being nice to you, Frank, and normally this show operates on a praise redacted system, doesn't it?
It does.
But MASH in Battersea has suggested, for one day only, shall we say, praise unredacted, and compliments you, but you're looking extremely uncomfortable with that.
No, well, like I say, I love praise, but I can't cope with it being read out. It
All right.
reminds me of lesser radio stations.
What about a happy
Of
birthday,
which there are
Frank?
so many.
Happy birthday, Frank. I first saw you live at the Edinburgh Festival on my honeymoon 22 years ago. You looked a lot younger then. Oh, that's not very nice, is
I
it?
was a lot younger then.
Oh,
Yeah.
it was.
I suppose you did, didn't you? Time's travelled.
Of course, yeah, I'm holding on. I should have, of course, started the day with Elton John's "I'm Still Standing." That's what they've done on Capitol. Am I
Yeah.
right? Not here.
We've had a
I don't
text
think you should have
suggesting
started
whatever
with that.
happened to. You know, whatever happened to that
Yeah.
we do quite often on the show.
What happened to the last 60 years?
Whatever happened to the birthday bumps? I'm not sure that's a good suggestion. I'd be doing quite a lot of the heavy lifting there, I think.
How dare you say that?
There's not that
Well,
much.
we've got Blumenthal might be coming in with the daddy saddle.
Oh, no, that would be very bad news indeed, IMO.
I'm glad you didn't play I'm Still Standing.
No, they were doing any of that.
Good point.
I'll tell you what, did happen to me. You know, I did those gigs at Soho Theatre recently.
Yes.
On the last one, somebody called out something about, my birthday, and I said that I would be 60, and for the first time ever, my age got a round of applause.
Oh,
you know how people on game shows, how old are you? I'm 72, yes.
Yes.
And that.
It's like when how long have you been married? 28 years. Woo! When do you get the round of applause for the marriage? Is it over 25 years?
I think
generally?
nowadays it's around about the 9 months.
Well done, you.
I don't know. That's a good question. 8, 12, 15. How long do you have to be married in order to get applause at the announcement of that number? We're off.
Frank Skinner on Absolute Radio. Surely not. There must be some mistake.
I got a birthday card with a 10-shilling note in it this morning. I tell you what.
That's what they used to tip me back in the day, Frank.
Is it?
Yeah.
I'm a millionaire. But I picked up a jacket this week. I had them all for a while, and there was a £5 note in the top pocket.
Oh,
I tell you,
magic.
the adrenaline rush. It never goes away.
That is magic.
Finding a note like that in a jacket.
And that £5 feels like the currency rate has gone up. I mean, that's worth like about £100.
I tell you what it feels like. It feels like it was never mine, that £5.
Yeah.
I've got. I think, what should I spend this on? This is like a bit of extra. But it's part of my general money. But it feels like it's coming from the outside world.
You see, the risk of being attacked by swathes of people on Twitter, you're gentlemen, so you don't have handbags. And I have a handbag. Now, our ladies will find the pound coin. You see, we have the pound coin in the bottom of the bag. The two ladies are nodding. There's no feeling like it, Frank.
Can I say something about the two? Sarah, who is, I think, the junior member of the team. How old are you, Sarah? 24, so I don't...
Ask me that, I'll punch you in the face.
My maths isn't good, but is that 2/5 of my age? I think it is. Come on, anyway, trust me.
Aladdin.
Yeah, I'll just say yes.
She was reading some of the... I've had some lovely messages today from people. Thank you very much for that, and cards and stuff. And she was reading the messages and said people have gone totes emosh.
Yeah.
Which, I love a bit of French.
It's
I thought it was Esperanto.
No, I don't know what it is, but I like it.
the leanest way of capturing the way that people have gone there, Totsumosh. I don't think there's a spare letter in that.
I think it's good for me to keep up with the modern world like that. I think one has to make an extra effort at 60.
Oh, yeah.
I think you'll find it's millennial that she was speaking.
Yes, but I think I'm going to try and learn millennial.
Well, you have to learn Gen Z now. It's over for the millennials.
No, but it's good to be able to speak to... I was at someone's house the other week and they had the teenagers were there at the table on their phones during the meal. And I thought... the mum and dad was sort of saying, oh, sorry, this is what they're like now. And I thought to myself, once you've told them that they've got tall and asked them how school's going, I've run out of teenage talk anyway.
Yeah.
I was glad when the phones went on.
Right,
It's a
yeah.
blessed release.
Because you do feel old if you say stuff like, what are you into? What's number one in the hit parade? And
stuff like that. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I really embarrass myself. I try and sort of throw in some cool songs or something.
Well, I did.
Oh,
I've
dear.
done
Did you?
that. Oh man.
Weren't fans of Gilbert O'Sullivan?
No. But I did. I sort of slid into the room, going. What was it? It was
feel
players
sick.
gonna play. Haters gonna hate. Everybody, I'm just gonna shake. Shake it off. Shake it off. Oh, I love songs about dandruff.
Oh my God, that's what that's about.
I'm
I
glad
think
that's
so.
what that ended up being.
I bought. I tell you what,
Got an itchy leg today.
I have got a bit of an itchy leg. But
that's what happens
God,
now.
I'm glad they're still there.
There's always something, isn't there?
No, that's
with
his
you?
gout playing up.
I think I've got a trouser rash. It comes with the territory. Can I ask you a question? I'll tell you what, we should go to some music, but I'll ask you the question first, and you've got time to
tease.
prep.
Okay.
Do you ever buy yourself a birthday present? 8, 12, 15, right here at Absolute Radio. Where are you?
Frank Skinner on Absolute Radio.
Can I say, amidst all this joy, that I was very sad to hear of the death of John Hurt today.
Yeah.
The war doctor. He'll always be the war doctor to me. I say that Although, people say television is, this, all that, we don't have a television, and it's very...
Yeah.
He was in a programme called The Naked Civil Servant, in which he played famous homosexual Quentin Crisp, which I would honestly say changed my life. I think it took me
do you
from...
want to tell us about this?
Your average homophobic West Midlands 70s teenager to someone who actually completely changed their mind about it. I told him this. I was once in a lift with him, and I said to him, this is one of the few times I'd like to be stuck in a lift. I thought he might join in with this idea, but he didn't.
I met him a couple of times, Frank, and I liked the way he always was exactly how I wanted an actor to be. He had a hat, he had the trench coat.
Yeah. And he had that marvellous voice. Yeah.
Well, not that one, but yeah.
No, he had one like that.
Very, very sorely missed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank God you've said that.
Yes.
Agreed.
Okay. It's always bad when a doctor goes.
Yeah. 523 has texted us. Can Frank start every anecdote with, I'm a millionaire?
I did think that would be great for the trails for next week.
Yeah.
I'm a millionaire, but...
What about when I went to a cafe with my partner, Kath, and I said, can I have I had a decaffeinated cappuccino, and I said, can I have a piece of millionaire shortcake? And she said to me, don't show me up. I said, what do you mean? She said, oh, everyone's going to be thinking, oh, yeah, I bet he's having millionaire shortcake.
Al, I know, you're talking about the cafe. I know it's Frank's birthday, but I believe in being honest 365.
Yeah.
So, I have noticed something about you in cafes.
Oh, yeah.
You never trust your suspicion of the decaf coffee. I've
Oh,
never seen
yeah.
anything like it. Have you encountered this?
Yeah.
Al?
Well, that's
Yeah,
probably... That's
absolutely.
why I stopped drinking coffee altogether.
This is a birthday intervention, but you've got to trust.
Yeah.
You've got
No.
to trust these people.
No, but
Okay.
this is...
Whoa,
This is
whoa,
Let trust back into
Here's
your
my
life.
life. Here's my life, right? Okay.
Oh.
I'd like...
Campus thing you've ever said.
Oh, and here's my life. Can I have a decaffeinated coffee, please? Yes, of course. So say 3 minutes later. Okay, you got tea and cranberry juice. Hope it gets better soon. And cappuccino. And I say, decaffeinated cappuccino, and they go, yes. That's my problem with it.
What's funny, I think, is that you seem more stressed when you order a decaf coffee than you do when you order a non-alcoholic cocktail.
Yes.
You never go, I did say non-alcoholic. You never ever do that. You never seem stressed by that.
No, because of course there's still part of me inside. Hoping there might be a little bit in there.
Yeah.
Thanks for airing my cranberry juice story. I thought that was between us.
Yes. I mean, I've usually just come out of the gentleman's convenience where I've been drinking the hand sanitizer.
Hey,
Hey,
Connor.
You've
Ryan.
got to
Hey, guys.
hide your love away.
Connor has been in touch.
Oh, yeah.
If your pass has an English rose in the top corner, you can use it on all buses over England and Wales.
Yeah, well, I'll have a look.
I think my mum's does.
Just talk amongst yourself. I don't think it does. No,
No,
it doesn't have an English rose in the corner. Thanks for bringing it up.
This is Frank Skinner on Absolute Radio.
We should, I suppose, say that this weekend, that what is normally Absolute 90s, which is one of our many decade stations, Absolute, has become Absolute Frank, and is, I believe, 45 hours of this show. With and also there's a new 2-hour, I think it's a 2-hour interview with me, with Adrian Chiles interviewing me.
Chilesy.
It feels it's a weird thing to plug my own self. But
well, it's 2 days of it's not just yourself, because we will feature.
Oh, will we?
Yeah,
yeah.
they don't take us out of all the links.
What, you haven't been?
Well,
no one's told you that.
You know it's a special day. You know it's a special day.
Yeah,
don't you?
we got voice of an actor for those bits.
Yes.
Yeah. Ah, dear. No, it's of course it is the show. So it's the three of us and Gareth Richards, who was I like to think of as
And some of our lovely
third man.
ladies, like Zoe Lyons.
Yes,
etc.
they'll all be on there. So it's the whole, lots of the show. So if you get,
What if people don't like the
lots and
show?
lots.
It's torture.
if you don't like the show, well, A, you're probably not hearing this anyway, but probably don't listen to Absolute Frank when it's on for 45 hours solid.
If you don't like the show, our thoughts and prayers are with you.
But it's a great dipper inner.
Oh,
Even
yeah.
if you don't fancy 45 hours.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
if I was, I think it'd be a lovely thing for, especially a first date.
I think it's a bit of a try before you
45-hour-long
buy.
first date.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love the birthday day. Paris Hilton said, I know she's not often quoted, but bear with. Paris Hilton once said, the way I see it, you should live every day as if it's your birthday.
Yeah.
And she does, to be fair.
Well, Paris Hilton once said that she discovered the Bible aged 20. And this is a woman who grew up in the hotel business. Where just open a drawer. Strange.
Yeah, that's willful blindness, isn't it? She's
Yeah,
turning-
willful blindness. Is that the bloke from The Voice?
That's right.
So I bought myself a present.
Oh, did you?
Yes, we were talking about that.
No, I
So
think-
what did you buy?
I think that it was a bit of subliminal realism in this, because I bought Edward Gibbon's Decline and Fall of the Roman Empire.
Oh, yeah.
Did you?
But I bought the abridged version, and I think
Right.
that's what you do when you're 60.
Yeah. It's for the best.
You think, I don't know, 3 volumes, a bit optimistic.
Get it on Talking Book and
Well,
listen
for
to
that-
it on 1.5
I remember
speed.
my dad...
Really rattle through it.
my dad saying you should just read poetry over a certain age.
Well, yes, when it's...
That's
Yeah.
a good system.
Yes.
Oh, for
I
him.
read poetry in bed last night.
Oh.
Who would have thought?
So, so have you started your book, Frank?
What, Gibbon's Decline and Fall?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, lovely.
It's brilliant. Have you ever read any of it?
I haven't, no.
It's a classic, according to the cover.
Put it in an attic.
It's actually a Penguin classic.
I
But
like
not
the
a-
idea of buying yourself a gift, though. I've started doing it now.
Yeah, do you do it?
Yes, I did one not long ago. Well, it wasn't even my birthday. But I think it's a nice thing to do, because everyone buys you stuff, which is lovely, but you know what you really want.
Oh,
Treat yourself.
Be good to yourself. Yeah.
yes.
Treat you like you treat your friends.
Yes, it's later than you think. Is that what the song says? Enjoy
Something like that.
yourself.
Yes.
Yes, it's later than you think. I went to a lovely posh restaurant this week, and I suppose he was the maitre d', came up to me and said, Mr. Skinner, great to see you again. Of course, you used to come to my other restaurant. He then said the name of a restaurant I'd never heard of.
Oh, how
and
embarrassing.
certainly never been to. So I smiled and said, yes, how are you, and all that. And then I went in, and later on someone said, could I have my photo? And I said, yeah, sure, fine. He said, I've been to a lot of your talks.
Talks.
Dude, is my stand-up so
Oh, dear.
so poor nowadays that it's been misinterpreted as just a talk?
Does he think he walked into a Microsoft convention?
Yeah, or does he think I'm Simon Charmer or
Yeah.
someone? I'm sure both cases were mistaken identity. And that's it with the
Now.
ageing face. We all start to look the same.
Who did he think you were? Because it's normally Stephen Tompkinson or Graham Norton.
Yes. I think that the Graham Norton thing, since he grew a beard,
Gone away a bit.
has helped a bit, yeah.
Okay.
Talks.
I don't know. I don't know who does talks who looks like me. Who goes to several talks by somebody?
Knowing what a comedian you are, I can only imagine the anguish that the word talks has caused you since you said that.
What if he'd seen some stand-up? I thought Frank's going
Tom
to do a talk.
Gardner. Frank. Tom Gardner has sent us a picture of a West Bromwich Albion birthday cake. I don't know if he's baked it especially for you. He says, happy birthday, love. P.S. Any good recommendations for a safe word, starting my foray into that world very soon?
Well, I can't tell you mine. Not if I say mine on air, there'll be men all over North London stopping still in their tracks, and they might be crossing a road. But what is? I think isn't it something like mother's maiden name? And I know that's your fault.
not.
Yeah, that's your fault.
Also, can we just please respect for foray?
Oh yeah, exactly. No, that's
Thanks, John
And
Gordon.
candour.
Yeah.
yeah.
Good for him.
It's nice, isn't it? It's gone well. A man, actually, I won't tell you what it was, but a man. I was on the train today. Yes, I'd used my bus pass.
Oh.
And as a man got off, he handed me a copy of the Metro, and he'd written on the top a very complimentary message about me. And what was a nice thing, underneath it, in the same pen, he had completed both the tea time and the cryptic crossword. It was like a compliment that came with references.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, so a bright thing. Lovely.
Frank Skinner on Absolute Radio. Surely not. There must be some mistake.
I tell you what I did this week. I flew economy.
Oh,
It was a mistake.
sorry to hear that.
How are you?
Well, I tell you what, I was reading the paper.
How are things back there?
I picked up a Daily Telegraph free on the thing, and I was reading the sports section, and I went to put it in the netting. Back of the net. Back of the net. I went to put it in the strange elasticated
What is that netting?
Oh,
Ina
it's the-
Sharple's hairnet on a flight?
It is the strangest thing. I went to put it in there, and the guy next to me just held his hand out for it. So I just gave it him. There was no please, thank you, nothing. And then I noticed when the woman came around collecting rubbish, she put it in the rubbish, never asked if I wanted it back. And then when I finished the main paper, I just accepted, but this is what manners are like back here.
Right.
Imagine if I said that.
And I finished the main paper, I just handed it to him, and he just pulled a face and shook his head. No, nothing, no, so we gave up on that. That was that.
He knew the news.
Did you get a free
He
drink?
might have been a mute.
What do you
no.
get back there?
No, you have to buy everything back there.
Okay. We've got to stop saying about that. Actually, I fly economy
I
occasionally.
know, but I got to say, I
Al,
returned.
you fly economy?
I do fly economy.
Yeah.
I know, but
We're not all on the millionaire shortbread
No,
race,
look,
darling.
when I'm paying for myself, I fly economy.
Yes.
But when I'm
Yeah.
going
Me too.
professionally, so on the way back, I was in club, and the woman came over, gave me 2 bags of mixed nuts, a sparkling water, and a branded coaster, and I felt like crying. I felt like I'd come home.
Oh, good.
Oh, it was.
Did they give you the nuts? They don't normally allow those
Oh,
on
yeah,
the plane
they're
these
worried.
days.
No, two
Yeah.
bags.
I'm worried.
So it's interesting. At my age, you can still have little things that may help you to, appreciate what you've got in life.
Yeah, that is nice.
You
isn't it?
appreciate those small things more, I find.
Yes, I've been told that before.
Frank Skinner on the radio.
This is, speaking of which, this is Frank Skinner on Absolute Radio with Emily Dean and Alan Cochrane. I'll let you decide who's common people and who's pulp. You can text the show on 81215, follow the show on Twitter at Frank on the Radio, or email the show via the Absolute Radio website, don't you know? So
What else?
yes, we had a message from a young child, didn't we? Or was it quoting a young child?
Oh, yes, we did.
Oh, that's right.
Well, I would describe it as kind of a review, really, Al, wouldn't you?
734 has said, thank you for turning up on your birthday, Frank, rather than one of those pre-records.
Yeah.
Love the show, although my 7-year-old just asks why these people keep arguing. No, I replied, they're being funny.
Oh.
Which,
That's what we sound like. To us.
I'm going to do a Frank Skinner show, a.k.a. why these people keep arguing.
Of course, that bloke will be glad of that explanation when his marriage collapses. We're just joking. We're just being funny. Go back to bed. Anyway, let's hope it doesn't happen. What's in the news? That's the big question.
Well, I'll tell you what's in the news.
Go on then.
Morgan's had a bit of a mare.
Morgan's had a
Here's-
mare.
I know. Yeah. Things got so bad, he turned up at the NTAs. Are you familiar with the NTAs?
The National Television Awards.
Thank you.
I know them as an outsider.
Oh, Frank. They're not your people.
No.
They don't know who a houseman is, these people.
Oh, you know what you've done there.
Well, they might know who he is. I'm just saying, I don't think they'd fashion an alarm in his
It's
honour.
gone off.
That's very mean.
There it is, the AE Houseman alarm from the early days of this show.
Yes. And actually, he had to have a gag on his mouth. Here's Morgan.
Yeah. I wonder what his safe word is. Yes, he actually... But that was him sort of saying, I know.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, I know what you're thinking.
Because he got into a little bit of trouble this week because he offended Ewan McGregor.
Ewan McGregor did a no-show, didn't he? He did a no-show.
Yeah, I'm not happy with a no-show.
Well, he was... What do we think of this? Because he was booked to go on Good Morning Britain.
Yes.
And he was in the green room. Apparently things got as far as that. Oh, I went forensic on this story.
He got as far as the green room.
He was in the building.
I mean, come on, you've done the job.
And then he found out Piers Morgan was co-hosting, and apparently said, no deal, I'll do it if he doesn't get involved in the interview, and they said, no, I'm sorry, which I think is fair enough.
I think he said, I'm not going on after what he said about hashtag Women's March. He might not have said hashtag Women's March.
Because Piers had been rude about the Women's March. So anyway, Ewan McGregor was out the building, gone. And Piers Morgan got upset. So they had a bit of a Twitter spat.
Yeah, it got very...
it got ugly.
Some of it, we couldn't say in the breakfast radio show. Some of it was really
I will say
savage.
This. If you are having an argument with an actor, to say that he's having, and I quote, a thespian tantrum is excellent work, argument-wise. I mean, I'm no fan of Piers Morgan, but that is excellent arguing work, because... every actor I know would absolutely hate being told that they were having a thespian tantrum.
He said, you're just an actor, what do you know?
I mean, I did Good Morning Britain not long ago and was interviewed by Piers Morgan and Susanna Reid.
Work with them all.
Well, I love Susanna Reid. She's my idol.
I'll tell you something, he's not a bad cricketer. I've played cricket with him.
Is that right?
Took a great catch, I remember. Anyway, that's a different thing. And Piers Morgan is Piers Morgan, but it was quite enjoyable being interviewed by him, because it's a bit like... have you ever seen those things when someone's practising tennis and the serving machine suddenly goes haywire? It's like that. So I went on to plug... I think I was plugging the art show I do on Sky, which is on Tuesday night at 8 o'clock, and I went on and he said, so, what do you think about Donald Trump? That was the first question. And then he went on to West Brom. Do you think Tony Pulis is a good manager? So you didn't know what was coming next. And it was quite interesting.
Right,
rather than very stock stuff.
I mean, also, isn't Piers... I say that like he's a close personal friend. He's not, but isn't he just inhabiting the nasty chair quite consciously? So, you know, we talk about the chair, don't we, on this show, Frank? We say, you're in the good-looking chair. At the moment, in the good-looking chair, I'm going Ryan Gosling. Piers Morgan is currently in the nasty chair.
Can I just say, can we just have a sidebar here? I saw La La Land last night.
And?
I loved it, darling.
Don't tell us anything about La La Land. La La Land. Don't want to hear anything.
BAFTA screener, darling.
It was for my consideration, but it wasn't for mine. No, it was.
Nice. Did it make you love Ryan?
I was quite fond of Ryan anyway, and I've loved Gosling for years.
Yeah.
Yes.
And how do you feel now?
About you.
Did you love him? Did you love the film?
I completely loved it. It was. I could have took another couple of numbers.
You could have danced all night, I heard.
Yeah, but it was great. And I like to think that on this show we're working in Ha-Ha Land.
Oh,
come on, God. I thought that. Yeah, there's some DJs, not on this station, but kill for that. That'd be gold.
Kill for that.
Kill for it.
Frank Skinner on the radio.
So we're talking about Morgana. Piers Morgana.
Yes.
I feel he's just very self-consciously inhabiting the nasty chair.
Do you think he's a troll? Do you think he's doing that?
Well, I think he's doing it because he finds it amusing, and also it's working. It's making...
Look, it's their
it's good for the show.
It's their moment, isn't it? Well, there's him and Katie Hopkins and Donald Trump and Nigel Farage. Yeah. It's their moment. Yeah. They're going to, in terms of sort of compassion and humanity, it's sort of dress down Friday, I think, at the moment. And so I think people like anything that's a bit... and I also think a lot of the stuff he says is... gets then built up to sound worse than it was. But anyway, the main thing is the old echo chamber theory. That don't just be around people who agree with you.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people said that Ewan McGregor should have gone on the show.
Why didn't he go on, sell his film?
Well, yes, this is what Piers Morgan said.
Sell his film and then say, but before we go, like Matthew Kelly did on my show.
Right, yeah.
Matthew Kelly
you
came
really
on.
have to bring that up. It's one of the most cringe-making moments of my life.
It is cringe-making, but it's had a lot of hits on YouTube.
I personally have watched it about 170 times.
So he did. So he came on and he sold his play and he did it and it was lovely. And then he said at the end of it, he said, "Now what about this thing you said about me?" And then went into a. And he was going to do it off camera. That's the kind of pro.
And you know
he
what
is.
Frank did? Frank went, "Keep 'em rolling."
I said, "Yeah, no, get the cameras on. Let's do it."
Not many would have done that, Frank.
And there are moments when I watch it where I look. Haven't he made me tell the joke again?
He says, "You and David Baddiel told a joke." He says, "Not that I've learnt it off by heart, but I have." He says, "Would you like to repeat it now? Let's see what the audience thinks."
So he made me repeat it. Got nothing. He said, didn't get much of a laugh, did he?
I think he said, "I don't hear people laughing."
And I said, well, the dynamic's a bit different with you.
Which, in fairness, then got a laugh.
Yeah.
Thank God. I was rooting for you there.
No, but he did write to me after and say, "Thanks for the edit of that, because
yes,
you don't come out of it that well," which is fair enough. But that's what he should have gone on, and he should have had it because old
Morgan
will argue till the cows come out.
Well,
so he'd have gone for it.
I think that might be why he didn't do it. I think maybe Ewan McGregor might be thinking, well, I'd like to argue with him about it, but maybe he knows himself. Maybe he thinks, I'm one of those people that panic in arguments. You know, when you end up... I had an argument with a vegetarian last year.
Did you?
And
playing safe, eh?
They were shouting stuff at me, and I had this moment where I thought, I can't remember the facts that I need for this.
Oh no!
I really need my facts.
Oh,
he might just be one of those arguers, Ewan McGregor, and he's thought
I've got
probably
that
better to do a walk.
Got that to look forward to on a regular basis.
Some people are such good little arguers, though, aren't they?
Some people love it.
But
I bet Piers Morgan's one of them.
If you
he's
take
good,
this
though, I
show,
bet
just like Emily loves horses, which I hate.
Yeah.
Good impression, though.
Thank you.
I follow the Nazarene, which neither of you do.
No.
And Alan
likes the marshals.
He likes physical violence.
I don't.
And
he likes the nunchucks, Frank.
We just accept those differences.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't know. I think he should have gone on, and then he should have fired a few bullets. I don't mean, can I say not literally? Goodness me, can't say anything.
Well, Piers said, "I'll be writing a column about Ewan McGregor once I've sent it to him for approval. #vein spotting."
When I hear the word vein spotting, it's not what it makes me think of. It's like sitting in bed with a torch is what I think of.
Frank Skinner on the radio.
We were talking about Piers Morgan.
Yes.
Well,
he got into trouble again.
Were we defending him? I felt a bit. But it was
we were Morgana apologists.
Yeah, I think.
I don't think we were defending him.
I just think if you think if you're about to do a TV show, you should do the TV show because you drop a lot of people in it, and he should have gone on and just said, "Anyway, before I go, I've got a bone to pick with you."
Yeah.
Before you go.
Yeah, before you go. Was it
Johnny Walker, I believe.
Was it Johnny Walker or is it Bells? I think it is Johnny Walker.
Well, if anyone will know you well, Mark.
Also, I think there may be a touch of Ewan McGregor. Perhaps he's been listening to this show. You know, we've been quite often doing #late reviews.
Yeah.
He's suddenly gone, I'm not sure I like Piers Morgan. Hang on. Piers Morgan's unlikability has been in the public domain for at least a decade, hasn't it?
But that would be, when they ask celebrities how much a pint of milk is as a test of how touched they are in the world.
Right.
Who hosts Good Morning Britain wouldn't have been a bad question to ask.
Yeah.
I suppose he lives in Los Angeles, does he?
Oh, yeah. Probably.
Oh, I don't know. He got into trouble again, Morgana, with he had someone on his show. It was a female receptionist, and she'd worked at a sort of city law firm, I think, and she'd been sacked for not wanting to wear heels. Was it lipstick as well? It was just heels.
I remember this story happening.
Her name is Nicola Thorpe or something, and he was suggesting in his interview with her that perhaps female receptionists should wear heels, and he said lipstick because he felt that was part. If that was part of your job description,
part of the gig.
Yeah. And he said, well, maybe they don't want you in flats showing visitors around.
Yeah.
What do you
that's
think
what
about
estate agents do. I think on that one, he's on
That's
thinner
quite
ice.
shaky ground.
Yes, agreed.
For a start off, is it just me? But I've said, is it just me, which is what average comedians say when they're going to do some.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Wow.
I
Sorry, any comedians listening out there who had that as part of their set.
No, because I think it doesn't mean me. They're always sitting down, receptionists. They don't.
Yeah.
The idea is they get up and lead you somewhere. See, I never get taken anywhere. I see a receptionist, and he or she will say, yes, 7th floor.
Oh, really?
You're on your own, mate.
They don't walk
The
you towards a
argument
lift or
generally is it the same for men, I think, as a rule, with feminism? I think the problem with the receptionist thing is that if you had a male receptionist, which we often do down here, 9 times out of 10 at Absolute Radio, if you wouldn't make them wear heels, why should the ladies?
Good point.
Thank you. Good night.
Well, I mean, men and women do dress differently. I mean, I know that's a bit of a controversial statement.
Whoa.
I don't know. I think that...
Shock jock.
Well, not these days. Some of your friends in the comedy industry would argue
true.
against that. Frank?
yeah.
What friends in the comedy industry? I went to a very posh restaurant once, and there was as always in these places, there was a fabulously attractive woman said, "Follow me." And I could not follow her. I could not follow. She had heels and tight skirt and looked amazing.
The works.
I could not follow her without walking like Groucho Marx and smoking an imaginary cigar. It was impossible to do. She was too attractive to take seriously, which is one of the joys of aging.
God, I wish someone would say that to me.
Yeah, it's true. I worked with a very attractive woman, and there was a clip of her.
Thank you.
Yes, this is another one. On the art show I do on Sky Arts, 8 o'clock Tuesday nights. And it's Kate, and there's a picture of her with sunshine shining through her hair. She's got like a denim shirt, and she just walks into this thing. And when I saw it, I burst out laughing. Now, maybe 20 years ago I'd have said, wow. But now, it's all... It's so far in my rearview mirror.
Oh.
I just laugh maniacally at it.
Nick Story has tweeted us to say, "Before you go was bells. We had one of those massive bottles full of change in our living room in the late 80s.
I said bells.
You did.
And you shot me down. Thanks, Nick Story.
What?
What's the story? What
are you talking about?
We just said Before you go. Did you miss that bit?
Before you go?
Yes.
Yeah.
Bell's whiskey.
So where have you been?
I missed that bit. I don't understand the Before you go.
You?
Oh, he's always... half his mind's on the mass.
So the slogan for Bell's whiskey was Before you go. Yeah?
Right.
In other words, before you go, have one of these.
Okay, and you've just asked what that slogan was for.
No!
Did you miss the discussion?
Did you not hear any of that?
I heard that last bit, but I don't know.
Oh, you heard that last
I don't know where
bit,
it came
so you
from.
didn't hear the preceding.
Can I say
2 to 3 minutes?
How can we
I
expect
heard
the general
preceding 2 to 3 minutes.
Well, then
but I
you'll
didn't
understand
feel like it
this,
mentioned
won't
the
you?
Before you go bit.
Well, I mean, we can play it back. Have you got rewind on me?
Yeah,
Okay,
maybe we should do
listen
that
to the podcast.
Listen to the podcast, love. Download it.
I mean, I was listening to you guys.
All
we were
right.
talking about Piers Morgan.
Oh, thanks
and then
for listening
suddenly
to
there was
us
this bit
guys on
about
the show.
Before you go.
He was listening to us, guys.
I'm very vexed. I'm really confuddled now.
Look, I'm going to set you a comprehension.
Okay, that's fine. Do that.
How can I expect the public to listen to 45 hours of this show if you can't listen to a 3-minute link?
Frank Skinner on Absolute Radio. Surely not. There must be some mistake.
I was just thinking, I've been out with 3 receptionists
Have you?
in my life.
Wow.
Yes. Something very appealing about receptionists.
Trying to connect you.
Well,
That's not sexist.
No.
No, I think it's...
Could be male or
do you remember
female.
I think 2 of them were female and 1 male. Frank's receptionist exes.
They were all... I'm sorry, they were all female.
Okay.
That John Hurt programme didn't change my mind that much. But I think it's because any woman whose general manner is welcoming...
Oh, yeah.
It's lovely.
Yeah.
Well, also, were you guilty a bit of the Pac-Man syndrome, as I believe you call it?
Yeah, I was. I mean, I should have at least
explain.
gone and have a look who was upstairs.
Yeah, Frank
in the building.
Frank has a great observation, which is Pac-Man syndrome, which is if they're in front of you.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
I say they. Again, that's not sexist.
This is why. Oh, God,
we can't get bogged down in
we
this.
could carry on like this forever. We could get bogged down on this. He could give his angle.
In a safari suit.
Oh, I tell you what, I once went into a reception and just tucked under the desk where the woman was sitting I could see an open book, and it was Friedrich Nietzsche's Also sprach Zarathustra. Wow. Now that was sexy.
Absolute radio, everyone.
I would say that's sexier than high heels and lipstick. Yeah. I thought, wowee, what a gal.
Frank, in other news, Darren Bageri has been in touch.
Oh, yeah.
He says, I'm with the Cockerel. Right, firstly, I'm with the Cockerel.
Okay. On what?
I've no idea what you two are on about.
Excellent!
Listen to this. #bullying.
Oh, nice one.
Oh,
finally.
It's all gone Celebrity Big Brother.
Right,
Bullying
Darren,
in the workplace.
allow me not to take your POV seriously when you say I'm with the Cockerel. Obviously, such a fan, you don't even know his moniker is Cockerel. Thank you.
He might be trying to treat me with the dignity I deserve by using my real name.
Can I say thanks for contacting us? Leave him with it. Here's a point then, on the whole political correctness front, okay? I'd like your opinion on this.
Sure.
Have you ever watched Miss World in recent times?
I can't say I have. It's not my kind of thing.
I think last time I watched it, everyone in the front room was smoking.
Okay.
So that gives you an idea when that was.
Well, me and Kat still like to watch it. And it's on, it's on a satellite channel. But still, like, it's a weird and wonderful thing. It's
Donald Trump was the person behind it, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Miss Universe.
No, that's it's very much Julia Morley. It has been forever.
Oh, is it still the Morley family?
Yes, he died, Eric. But Julia, who looks about 35, is still going strong. But we were watching it recently, and I think political correctness has
gone mad.
It's torn it to pieces.
I can imagine.
Yeah, but what they should have done is just stop doing it.
Right.
Yes, I agree.
But
I agree. They should stop doing
but it's always that the judges are always the sort of people that you see with Bianca Jagger in pictures. Those sort of those posh people who you just think, oh God, I wouldn't want to be rich if I had to be like that. And their big push is a thing called Beauty with Purpose.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Where all the women, they're going to good causes, but good causes sometimes. So you get an absolutely stunning 6-foot woman in a poverty-stricken village walking along with a bunch of children around her.
I hope she's wearing...
Andre the Giant.
I hope she's wearing flat shoes.
And that's
6-foot woman.
That's replaced the swimsuits. I mean...
Is this progress?
They are trying so hard to be politically... I mean, they had Bruce Forsyth's wife asking
Nelia.
one of the women, how could you make the world a better place? I mean, it's a big question.
And she replied by cancelling this show in future.
Yeah. She said you could imply Claudia Winkleman.
Oh, yeah.
Didn't go down very well. I said to Kath, to me this show now is a wolf whistle in sheep's clothing.
Oh.
Lovely. How did it go?
She didn't get it, but I lay in bed just running it over in my mind. What a lovely turn of phrase. But I just stopped doing it. Don't do a version of it that's...
Yeah.
I'm not sure about this link. How did it go?
Why? Is it gone a bit ballet link?
Is it going to be the Miss World link?
I think it is the bit Miss World
Can
link.
I just say my understanding of this link has been up there with my understanding of the best of them. The last link, I really struggled to keep up.
Well, I can't join in because then I'll be in trouble like Susanna Reid.
No, but at least Al was listening this time.
I was really paying attention.
I knew I'd have to throw in something to do with women in swimsuits to get his attention.
Pulled my socks up.
If you want to get the attention of the Cockerel, that's the way to go.
I'll remember that.
Frank Skinner on Absolute Radio.
Yes, my manager and another of my colleagues from Avalon, which is my management company, arrived with a present. Yes, if there's any young comics there looking for good management. I mean, you'll have to pay for it, but you'll get the best.
I think that sums it up.
So they just brought in a large framed picture of all 13 of the doctors with lots of signatures and personal messages from the from the... I actually feel a bit slightly emotional.
Frank actually
From
was
the
heard to
current
shout, "You got
doctor."
Eccleston!"
Yes, that's
is the
my new
quote of the
catchphrase. You got Eccleston! Unbelievable.
That's
No,
quite a present.
That is absolutely fantastic. I honestly feel emotional about it. It's a
Frank.
beautiful thing.
You see, for your manager, it was worth the 30 years of hurt.
I think it was actually 77 years of hurt.
Oh, okay, Frank.
No, that was John Hurt. John Hurt didn't sign it. Said yes, I should say, but was too ill, which gives it a slight poignancy. But you know what? It's absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much.
Frank Skinner on Absolute Radio.
What a day it's been. You know, I remember when my partner had the baby, and she said the following week, "God, I miss being pregnant. You're so the centre of attention."
Yeah.
That's what it's going to be like when the birthday goes. Man, am I going to miss it. I mean, 3 or 4 years, I won't even remember it.
Well, the good thing is it's going to go on all weekend
No, that's true.
on Absolute Radio 90s. Thank you.
Yes, Absolute Radio Frank, if you don't
Oh,
mind.
excuse me.
that's right, yeah.
Brackets, Emily and Alan, I like to think.
Are we heading to email corner? Would you like that?
No, I'm just
No, you're just
gushing.
but that's fine.
He's
What do
been
you wanna-
thrown
I've
by
seen
that.
3 doctors, they can do nothing. So, yes, how long have we got?
You've seen,
God, that's that.
you've seen more than
It's the
3
least-
doctors.
The
13
least
today, Frank.
professional thing I've ever... Yes,
I like this
exactly.
new introduction of how long have we got during links.
There isn't enough of that, I don't think. I mean, I think people like to see the scaffolding behind any show.
You reckon? Well,
How do we... Is there
showing
enough
the innards
distance
today.
between us and the Miss World link to discuss it?
I think so.
Okay, how did we feel that went?
the Miss World link?
Yeah.
I think it was a valuable point. Just not very well made. a bit like the Miss World contest.
Okay.
I was paying real attention, me. They should do it with married women, like Mrs. World. It'd just be interesting.
What about you could call it? What about if they called it Old Mar World?
And the thing about Mrs. World is that they'd have that sort of unattainable sort
Yes.
of X factor.
That's very decent of you to say.
Yeah, I think
Cougar
so.
World.
I'd be very happy with Grandma World.
Oh, you are disgusting.
That's my catchment area.
Absolutely disgusting.
What's disgusting about that?
Yeah.
That's disgusting to say it's disgusting.
No, I'm not saying the women are disgusting.
We've got urges as well, you know. I just say that, not strictly true.
No.
Frank Skinner on Absolute Radio. Surely not. There must be some mistake.
This is Frank Skinner on Absolute Radio with Emily Dean and Alan Cockerel. You can text the show on 81215, follow the show on Twitter at Frank on the Radio, email the show via the Absolute Radio website. It's a sort of a birthday party this morning. I'm sorry if that's annoying.
How much sort of?
It's a lot. How
pretty
do
much
you
a
think your
birthday
party's going?
Well, I've just had just opened another gift, which is from Nugget, who's a regular correspondent on the show. There was £2, 2 old pound notes in the card for a start off.
So what's
Lovely.
that? £2 and what else was it that you got?
£2,
Money
10
on?
shillings I've got.
Oh, typical
This
Cochrane.
today.
And
Typical
this on the
Cochrane.
same show where he said, "Now I'm a millionaire."
I think I can spend that £2, 10 shillings at the shop where our Nora buys my birthday cards. Still legal tender. He also sent me, I was talking the other week about how I love a catering top, you know, the double-breasted
Oh, yeah.
linen. He's also sent me one of those with just sweets on it, which was my
Oh,
idea
that's
for
nice.
a...
Very thoughtful, Nugget.
yes, thank you so much. I shall wear it with pride. Or at Pride, I'll probably wear it as well.
Yeah.
With the Crocs.
I was once
The chef's
at...
Crocs.
I was
No,
at...
no trousers. Just the.
Yeah,
just
that's right.
Well, we know
If Top Cat worked in catering,
Frank
just wear
favours
the
a
top.
Frank favours a Top Cat approach to dressing.
Yeah.
I was once buying some food at the Cropredy Festival, you know, the Fairport Convention Festival,
Oh, chiropody.
and the man on the selling the stuff said to me, "Oh, all right, Frank, is it? I sold you a corn on the cob at Pride." It's just a sentence I enjoyed. I don't know why.
There is something very pleasing about it.
It is,
Yeah.
yes.
Um,
I felt pride.
Well, I think we should.
I also felt a slight corn on. Anyway, carry on.
I think we should step away from your birthday momentarily.
It's okay.
Momentarily. Don't want you to panic.
Inside, I'm still glowing.
It's only for a few
Because
minutes.
I think we should create a section of the
Colin
show
Baker,
called
McGann,
Animal Corner.
Tom Baker signed it.
I think we should have an animal news.
Peter Capaldi did a drawing.
That is very exciting.
No,
He's
go on.
gone full-on ambassador's child now
No,
on
go
his
on.
birthday.
You're so what my daughter calls excited. You're so excited, aren't you? I think we should have some animal news on the show. We've had several missives this week about different types of animal news. Apparently, it's been proven that dogs relax whilst listening to reggae out of various different musical genres.
Yeah.
And reggae is it.
Yeah.
Which I think is all well and good, but this animal news has been superseded somewhat by news that an English village had a gorilla as a boy that grew up and drank tea, made its own bed, washed up, ate roses and drank cider.
Yes.
I mean,
Are
this
you
is
referring to John Daniel?
John Daniel, the ape John Daniel.
He had a full name,
I love
John
the
Daniel.
fact-
I mean, there's nothing I love more than an animal with a surname.
Oh, it's brilliant.
I mean, it must have avoided some confusion in case people thought of other Johns when they were discussing it. You know,
That-
John.
yeah.
We should say it's details of this have emerged now. I mean, you might say, it's a bit.
Was there another
late
gorilla
review.
called John in the village? So they had to give him a second.
Or just another bloke called John that they thought this would be confusing. Do you mean John the plumber? No, John the
John Daniel,
200
the
pound
ape.
gorilla.
John the gorilla.
Can we explain the story a bit? So his story has emerged now. It's a bit late review because this happened in the early 1900s, I believe. It's
Yeah.
an Edwardian gorilla. But his story has emerged in a new book. And it's a very sweet story. There's a historian in the village talking. I think it was in Utley, is it? Or something like that?
Ewley.
Ewley, okay.
Ewley, which is not too far from where my mother-in-law lives.
So the family...
I think she had a gorilla living with her for
He was
Sure.
brought over from, I think it was in West Africa or something, and then they bought him in a department store, £300, which
He was
is...
in the... What I liked about they bought him in a department store because he was in the window. You couldn't do that anymore.
It takes the
couldn't.
phrase window shopping to a whole new level.
Gorilla and two wasps in the window.
We'll have the lot.
He cost 20... Well, apparently that's the equivalent of 25,000 in today's money. He
No,
cost...
they don't come cheap.
And then they took him home and they made him part of the family. He was raised as a human, as Alan
That
said.
looked like Daisy, our ex-producer, just arriving at the front door.
Imagine that.
That's
He
weird,
played
isn't
with
it?
the children. He ate roses from the garden, is one of my favourite hobbies.
Do you think they mean real roses? Or
Yeah.
not a box of roses?
No, he ate actual
I think-
roses.
Okay. Because
I
I
don't
just
know when
think of
they
that,
started.
you know, the disc-shaped toffees. I imagine they'd cause a gorilla some
And
problem.
Frank, he was a cider drinker as well.
Yeah,
Well, we know they've got a sweet tooth, don't we? Because we all remember kombucha
Yeah.
with his with his Ribena.
He went wild
problem.
on cordial.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Neat
He
cordial.
found the door open. In case you don't remember about Kabuka, he was at a London Zoo, still there. God bless him. And he's going a bit grey down the back. But
Silverback.
He found the door open and he drank 5 litres of undiluted blackcurrant cordial.
Then he went on a rampage.
So they've got a sweet
Can I
tooth.
tell you the best thing about John Daniel?
Can I say something
Sorry,
first
Frank,
before I go
please
into
do.
that? He said that they said he drank cider, and also before he went to bed, his owner would give him. I doubt she even thought of herself as his owner. They were
No.
so close. Would give him a large whiskey and soda to cure his melancholia. It's also said that local children would push him round in a wheelbarrow. I think they had to. He was absolutely
I
smashed.
like the Edwardian Guide to Depression. Give him a whiskey and soda.
There's something brilliant about
The
melancholia.
best thing, actually, Frank, about John Daniel is that he was potty trained. He
Yeah.
knew how to make a bed and to wash up, which, in fairness, is more than can be said for a lot of men I've had in my life. I mean, he got the big three there.
There's a great, in case you want to look up John Daniel the gorilla from Ewley, there's a picture of him in a sort of school photo with about 9 kids with him on the front row. It is like, if it says anything about how the world has changed, it says more about health and safety and how that's changed. Can you imagine now saying, what about if we put a gorilla in the school photo? Would that be all right? On chain, nothing.
And now they wear glasses to play conkers.
I mean,
I know, exactly.
Frank Skinner on the radio.
It's getting busy in this little birthday room, isn't it?
It is. Daisy, the producer, who's bursting like I was going to be really surprised, and I'd just seen her on the camera downstairs.
I know.
But how lovely she has turned up. It's 2 generations of this programme.
Yeah. Yeah. They're all here.
So that's lovely. My management.
My management. Oh, do you want to sound more grand?
Getting a bit like an Oscar speech or something now, isn't it?
Management.
I like it when in the Oscars, when the actors have to read stuff out when they say, in the development of the moving picture industry. And that's something, you're actors. You're sounding like you've never read out loud before.
What I like, Frank, is I know you have genuinely been very touched this morning, because I know you well. I know when you're touched.
It's been a while.
Oh, my God. And the fact that you didn't say John and Julian, you said my management.
Yes. Yeah. Yes, that's true. Well, I mean,
anyway,
I'm just trying to group them together. They have instinctively sat shoulder to shoulder over there, like the management.
Oh, yes.
Where are they now, the greats?
They were in Doctor Who.
Were they?
Hale and Pace?
Yeah.
Were they?
They were. Very weird thing. They were cast in 2 roles, and then they decided that they preferred each other's roles, so they asked if they could be swapped round.
Like when Ant and Dec swapped round, when they went to the palace.
Dec and Ant.
Did you see that? Yes. Because they got given them in the wrong order. Charlie did it in the wrong order, not the producer, Charlie, although that phrase has been used before, I'm sure.
Did they have to kneel, or were they sufficiently short?
I don't know the details, Frank.
No, I think they must have to kneel, surely. It's an etiquette thing.
Anyway, can we get back to John Daniel, the ape?
Yes.
Well, 369 has texted in.
This is a gorilla and ape, it is, isn't it?
I think it is. 369 has texted in.
My manager is nodding, can I say, because he did genetics at Cambridge.
Did he? I forget
Oh, God, he knows a gorilla's an ape.
Excellent.
I love his science background.
At the other end of the knowledge scale, my 4.5-year-old son went to London Zoo recently, and I said, what was the favourite animal you saw? And he said, the orangutans, which I really like the idea of.
Oh, they sound great.
That's a good band.
My dogs are called Ruby Jean Cosford and George Malcolm Cosford from 369 there.
Oh, surname animals.
Yeah.
Not even surname, those ones have got middle names.
One of my favourite was in True Grit, the John Wayne film, his cat is called General Sterling Price.
Excellent.
And you and David Baddiel, of course, had the cat called...
Chairman Meow.
Yes.
Very good.
Now, if we get back to John Daniel, the gorilla...
Yes.
One of my favourite facts about him was that he was something of a shoeaholic.
Was it?
Yes, he said he used to watch the village cobbler making shoes. That was one of his... Remember Peach of the Wild? He used to watch fires.
He used to stare at fires.
And stare at fires and eat raw onions.
Eat an onion,
and sing songs with no tune was one of his things.
Sounds like you.
It's actually not easy. Although I did sing Shake It Off this morning, which the tune was intermittent.
Oh, was it?
Well, John Daniel the gorilla, his hobby... If a gorilla can have a hobby...
Well, they can. I've seen it at the zoo.
Was he liked watching the cobbler making shoes.
I can see that, though.
Yeah, it's very watchable.
Well, he's a bit of a Gary Bradshaw. He had Instagram posts saying, life's short by the shoes.
I mean, he sounds like he was just generally part of the community. He just wandered around the village. Well, no chains or anything.
Apparently he ended up going to VIP dinner parties, which I don't like the sound of VIP dinner parties. But
I don't know if you need to worry about it.
Add a griller. Add a griller and I'm there. Like, that sounds great.
He got big for his boots, though.
Did he have boots as well? I suppose the cobbler.
Ironic.
I suppose the cobbler knocked the cobbler.
He did say life short by the shoes. Girlfriend, I believe he said at one point.
Yeah. Okay.
Need coffee.
Yeah, he had to go, didn't he? They got rid of him. He went from, it says in the paper, a manageable 32 pounds infant to a 210-pound gorilla.
We've all seen that happen, let's face it.
I like the fact that even in the 90s...
I married her.
Even in the 1920s, there's a little bit of shame attached to weight gain.
I think there probably is, yeah.
Are you suggesting they body shamed John Daniel the gorilla in the Edwardian times?
You're out.
I'd be an interesting companion if you don't mind the possibility of having your head ripped off. Because if they turn, I don't know if you've ever seen a gorilla turn.
Oh.
Savage.
Well, you've had experience. Well, the gorilla. No, you had an intimate... When I say intimate experience, you know what I mean?
I got stared at by a chimpanzee.
Yeah.
I think he thought I was looking at his missus. No, it's a tremendous story, though. In the end, someone pretends to be buying him for their private home, and they put him in a circus. And,
Terribly sad story.
Oh, it's totes a mosh at the end. But it's a brilliant story, I must say. I'm classing him as a friend of the show.
Oh, John Daniel? Does he get the jingle?
That's next year's birthday T-shirt. Shall we give him the jingle?
John Daniel.
Okay.
Edwardian Gorilla.
Hold on, it's here. It's somewhere. Just stick around. I can't.
That's all right. It's your birthday.
I just can't find it. I feel like...
He's the loneliest man in the world.
That's not John Daniel.
If only we had that with Gorilla in it.
Do you know what as well, Frank? Daisy, who's been off for a while, she's looking over like, I would have found that jingle.
Please, we don't want producer rivalry.
Frank Skinner on the radio.
Now, we've been talking about John Daniel,
Yeah.
the Edwardian Gorilla, who ate roses and enjoyed cider.
That
review.
John Daniel,
You know
the
him?
Edwardian Gorilla, yeah.
I would also like to raise this morning Charles Utkins, the Russian cat.
Yes.
Another surname animal.
I love it. Both in the papers this week.
In the papers, and the headline over the Charles Utkins story was, "He made me buy fish at 5 a.m." And a photograph of his very distraught owner, Dmitry R. He's called Dmitry R. You know those letter surname people? I enjoy them.
It's like Kafka.
Yes, Joseph K.
Yeah.
Eric
It
D.
sounds a bit... I'll tell you what it does.
Elizabeth R.
Have you ever read The Master and Margarita?
No.
Don't you know that? It
No, that
sounds
was my
almost...
autobiography, actually.
It sounds almost like that. It's a psychic cat who sort of controls people, this story.
Oh. He said he made him buy fish at 5 a.m. He got very upset. The cat had psychic powers and he ruined his marriage.
Yeah, so he reckons his cat can not only read your mind, he could actually plant thoughts into you. I remember when me and Dave had Chairman Meow, I did, for a period, start burying my own excrement.
Right.
I did wonder if I'd been influenced.
It's possible.
Yeah.
He said the cat made him crave fish and sausages at 5 a.m.
Oh, yum.
He said he reads minds. Am I okay to do a Russian accent?
I think so.
You can, yeah.
Okay. But the worst thing, he inspires thoughts.
I think that... Is that worse than reading
They are
minds, I suppose?
impossible to resist. He made me go shopping and buy what he needed.
Yeah.
That's what Dmitry R. said of Charles Utkins.
It's scary, I must say. A pet that reads your mind, I think, would be a problem. I mean, I can tell you this is a true story. I had a Staffordshire Bull Terrier and I had to treat it for swollen anal glands.
Oh, yeah.
And if it could read my mind, I mean, I so needed surprise on my side to carry out the procedure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to, there's a fair amount I had to take my shoes off so he couldn't hear me creeping up.
Oh, you did it by surprise.
That's how I did it. I suddenly I was...
We farm out that job
It was
with
like
our
putting on an
dog.
oven glove. But
Wow.
no, I was doing a good deed because you have to.
Don't wag your bick at me.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, that was my. I waved my biro in case anyone at home is about to phone their MP.
So Charles Utkins was sold for £67,000.
Yeah.
Thanks, put the fez on.
Was he in
Lot of
the?
money.
Was he in the front window of the local department store?
That's right, yeah.
No, but he was bought by a clairvoyant who was described as very glamorous. And in my experience, there's glamorous and there's glamorous, and I think she might be glamorous in a sort of Pauline Prescott way. Is that fair?
Glamorous for a
Who is very
clairvoyant.
glamorous? You mean
No,
glamorous?
but she looks a bit like a psychic.
like
is what
the
I'm saying.
old times.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yes, I can see that. Well, Mystic Meg was glamorous.
Eileen Drury.
Yeah, she was.
Yeah.
I don't know if she was that glamorous.
Yeah, but she got inside Glenda's head, didn't
Well,
she?
didn't they say that she, the reason that Darren Anderton was dropped, was it Darren Anderton?
Oh, yeah.
That he had shoulder problems, and she said, sat in the chair, and she started waving her hands around his shoulders, and he said, short back and sides, please. And Glenn Hoddle felt that she wasn't being taken seriously, and that turned him against it. But it might just be talk.
This is Frank Skinner on Absolute Radio.
My personal assistant, Jenny, has now arrived.
They're all here.
It's getting like what students finding out how many people you can get in a minicar.
He's a bit like that.
It is. I've done gigs with not this many people.
Yeah.
Yeah, certainly in Edinburgh.
What
the
about
early
you?
days.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm loving the Russ Abbott atmosphere
Yes.
in this studio.
is.
There's a lot of love in here.
There's a posse. This is the biggest the posse's ever been.
Yeah.
We were talking about the mind-reading Moggy, Charles Hopkins.
I haven't heard the word moggy for a long
I didn't know
time.
you'd started working for the Sun.
You having that? Bit of tabloid speak. And,
Did he have a chip butty?
Chip
Sorry, I
butty?
associate that with the same period.
Oh dear.
Yeah. Would you say chip butty now?
I would say chip butty now.
Oh,
but
well, you
that's
live in the
just,
north, of course.
I know, but it's his
northern.
big day, so laugh at his jokes and things.
Yeah, okay. Good one.
I hope that continues.
Most people would say, don't patronise me.
I'll try that on stage. If the joke doesn't go well, just say, come 60. What do you expect?
Sorry, you were talking of Charles Hopkins,
Yeah, the
clairvoyant cat.
The clairvoyant that bought the cat. Do you think when she bought it, she said, "Oh, this will give me pause for thought"?
Well, I
Hey?
can't believe that.
I mean, do you know, I'm so happy that on your special day there was a pun.
I know, but I wish it hadn't been that one.
There's
dear.
a correzione
Frank's got
here.
gold. Frank's got gold.
No, why did she need a clairvoyant cat if she's a clairvoyant? Makes me question her
Oh,
credentials.
I know.
Good point.
I know. She needs assistance with seances, apparently.
Oh, okay, fair
He's
enough.
the cat.
Fair enough.
And cats obviously make great
Charles
staff.
Hopkins is going to assist
Fair
her.
enough, you cleared that up as far as I'm
I
concerned.
mean, how he'll assist her,
They're really
I don't
useful.
know.
Well, exactly.
But he's going to assist her at the seances. In fact, just so you know, it was Ray Parlour. You were saying, was it Darren Anderton with Eileen Drury? Strange
Yeah.
game of Cluedo there.
Yeah.
No, it was Ray Parlour with Eileen Drury.
Of course it was, yes.
Frank, you sound like one of the contestants on not University Challenge,
I
on
did-
Mastermind, when they go, of course it
I
was.
did
yeah.
say I wasn't sure if it was Darren Anderton.
But you know when they pretend they knew it?
No, I know.
Of
people do that.
course, John, yes.
Yeah, it's when
of
you
course.
passed on 9 things.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. Oh,
No idea.
yeah.
No idea.
I once what I do on Mastermind is if they have something like Tibetan architecture. I mean, this is not on the Celebrity Mastermind where the questions are like what 7 take away 3. But on the proper one, if they have Tibetan architecture, they say that what is the arch that what commonly found in a Tibetan temple that separates 2 windows? I'll say the miracle. And stuff like that. And I think if you do that every time, you eventually will guess one
Wow.
correctly, and that'll be a supernatural
I
moment.
used to do Trivial Pursuit whenever I played it during the 90s. Every orange question, just answered Terry Venables. 8 times out of 10, got it right.
Really?
Yes.
I'm amazed that works.
I won't tell you what the questions were.
Yes. You sure you weren't being questioned by the fraud squad?
Frank Skinner on the radio.
As I said, my ex-producer, Daisy, arrived.
It's not ex-producer.
She's not producing today.
Well, this is a way to find out. Wow.
Oh, and you told her, John.
There are channels to be gone through.
I thought with my management. What I meant is that she's not currently my producer.
I think she's
Oh,
been on
dear.
maternity leave. I mean,
Sorry,
awkward.
there's all sorts of laws against that.
Could be an awkward brunch today.
It's got like a fast track episode of The Apprentice. Well, I didn't mean that, but I should just say she knows me. You know that song? He knows him so, I know him so well.
Yes.
She
Yeah.
bought me a bottle of non-alcoholic wine and a jar of pork scratching.
Fantastic.
I mean, I would be,
That's good.
I'd be happy to just go to some waste ground for the afternoon.
You'd be happier than John Daniel with a bunch of roses and some cider.
Yeah, with
Now,
lots of
talking
cider.
of animals, there was
Yeah.
another animal story this week.
Still in Animal Corner. It's almost as if the news has been looking away from the real news, isn't it?
I wonder why that would be.
I don't know about you, pal, but I'm never leaving Animal Corner. The dog. What did I say, pal? That's a bit
Fine.
aggressive.
It's all right, mate.
I think you can say that when you're in Animal Corner.
Well, I've gone a bit
Good
T2 train spotting. So boffins have been doing some research, as they do,
They're busy, aren't they, the boffins?
and the boffins have discovered that dogs are huge fans of music, but specifically reggae music.
Yeah, well, Alan already referred to this. It is the weirdest thing.
Yes.
I assumed that their favourite thing would be Gnarls Barkley.
Who let the dogs out?
Yeah, a dog's out.
Yeah, Al.
Yeah.
Can I tell you, I was once on holiday.
That was such a hospital pass. I'm sorry about that.
I was on holiday in Venice, and outside the Doge's palace, I sang "Who Let the Doge Out," which I was very happy with. But better still, on the plane on the way over, I have to. This is my own joke, but I'm 60. I can talk about myself in the third person now. I was on a plane, and as the pilot said, and if you look at the left-hand side, you can. No, if you look at the right-hand side, you can see Luxembourg. And I sang "Past the Duchy" on the left-hand side, which I thought was some of my greatest work.
Yeah.
But I'm not surprised they like music.
The reggae thing's quite strange.
It is a bit odd, because reggae, I find it hard to sit still. You said it makes them lie down, whereas when I hear Pluto Shervington doing Dat, I have to dance. I think we all feel that, don't we?
I don't.
Do what?
I'm not a reggae fan. I've got to be honest. I've tried really hard.
I love that. Do you know that track? I wish I could play it. I don't know if they'd like it on here.
No. I don't know.
There's a bit where
radio.
He's buying stuff from the market. I'll have to do the accent because... it's
what a way to go.
Wow, we've lasted so long today.
Bye, everyone.
I think when I'm 60, I think it just comes with the territory. No, you have to, because it's written in the way it's written, you just can't get around it. But he's talking to a man in a sort of a butcher who's selling various things.
Oh, yeah.
And he says, like, try tripe. And he says, burn me belly when I pull me pipe. And... But then he sees what I imagine is something that he might smoke. And he says, sell I upon a that thing, dear. And that, I mean, it's one of the best things ever. But how a dog can lie still. I have a very special dance that I only did to that song, which I won't do now.
Well, I'd like a front row seat to that.
Yeah, I dance with a slight West Indian accent as well, I think.
Frank Skinner on Absolute Radio.
Now, apparently, so they're going to be... they think they should pipe music
eggs and beer.
into
the way to learn a West Indian accent is to imagine eggs and a beer can. Then you say eggs and beer can.
Right.
And it comes... Just in case you're trying one at home.
Yes. But you pipe the music into the kennel, Frank.
Yes, I don't like the sound of that. Did you think
I don't want my Doberman listening to Red Red Wine.
No.
It's going to go all John Daniels, the gorilla next.
It seems to be a serious study, which I kind of like the idea of it. So if you've got a dog, if you remember the backing vocals on "He's a Tramp" were beautiful. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
He's a tramp. But
I shot the sheriff, but I didn't shoot the deputy. Still shot the sheriff.
Yeah.
Yeah, we know.
It's still not allowed, is it?
Yeah.
Right.
Still a murderer.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
I think the sheriff was a minor bird, if I remember rightly, in the thing.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So,
all of this linguistic nuance is lost on the canine community, I suspect.
Yes.
That's my theory.
I feel the show has ended with a whimper rather than a bang. But you know what?
I think
what do I care? I'm exhausted. I don't have 3 hours in me anymore. Now, can I, again, seriously, first of all, thank everyone, all of our regular readers and maybe irregular readers, for lots and lots of cards and messages and loveliness. I very, very much appreciate it. And thank you to the people here, people who I love, who have I'm very happy to have with me on my birthday. And we're going to go out and get drunk and smash a few windows. That's how I should celebrate. I used to say...
Frankie Legend!
I once celebrated a birthday by destroying a bus stop with a lump of concrete. Those days... with Twitter, I couldn't get away with it now. No. And I can read this from the T-shirt I've been bought today, which has this slogan across it. Bring on the feathers.
Hear the Frank Skinner Show as it happens. Saturday morning from 8 until 11 on 105.8 FM in London and the South East.